Hello, and welcome, denizens of the multiverse, to Talking is a Free Action. This is our weekly show where we borrow, inhabitants of the material plane, and we put them through a gauntlet of challenge rooms and questions to see what makes them tick, and try to find out more about them. To what end? Who knows? We're definitely not trying to learn all their weaknesses in case we need to invade them someday or anything like that. No, don't be silly, not at all. My name is the Illusionist, and I represent the Question Masters, your resident benevolent inquisitors. This is my temple of truth. Welcome. And for your consideration and delectation today, dear audience, I have appropriated a mortal known as Nait. A very interesting specimen indeed. Lots of stories to tell here. Say hello to everyone, Nait. Give them a little wave.
Hello. Ow.
That's right. Yes, wave that tentacle. We'll find out where that's come from soon, I'm sure.
All right. Sorry, where am I? How did I get here?
Well, pay attention, darling. You're in my temple of truth.
Right.
Yes, good. Now that we're all caught up. And I also have reason to believe that dear Nait is connected to other characters in the material plane through some kind of higher being known as G, who resides in a plane known as the Real World. Yes, we're really trying to find out more about these higher beings as well. They are mysterious and elusive. We're hoping to extract information about this G as well. But before we begin, of course, we have our wonderful sponsors and supporters that we must thank, mustn't we, Nait? We must thank them.
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't really understand what you're talking
Well, please
about.
send your gratitude via multiversal messenger pigeon to the entities known as Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Phoenix Dice, and Alchemy RPG. And thank you for the support for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Elderwood Academy, and D&D Beyond. Oh, and also, Nait, give a special little wave to our audience members known as the D20 Club. Yes,
I mean, hello, D20 Club, whatever that is.
That's very nice of you. I'm sure they are appreciating your acknowledgement. You could also be as excellent as they are if you supported us on Patreon, Nait. Do you support us on Patreon?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. If you can't join us in the Temple of Truth live, you can always listen on your favorite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG. And if you wanted to engage with us in a digital social way, our influence has spread to various social media websites under the same tag, Roll Together RPG. Now, all of that's out of the way. Nait, my Temple of Truth awaits.
All right.
In the next 55 minutes or so, you shall traverse this temple. Behind each door is some kind of challenge to overcome. You can either use your wits, or your magic, or your brawn.
I mean, probably not, but, we'll see.
Very well. But remember, if at any point if you find yourself in a bit of a pickle, a Feywild pickle, then if you couldn't possibly bear to deal with the encounter on your own, you could always opt to depart with some delicious knowledge instead. Yes, we do love it when our kidnappees give us knowledge, especially about the higher beings. So, if you feel the need to do that, you can always say, talking is a free action, and I will benevolently lift you out of the situation, and we'll just sit down and have a little chinwag instead. How does that sound, my dear?
I mean, well, I guess let's see what these challenges are. I like a bit of a challenge and, interesting puzzles and stuff.
Oh, good. Exciting. I do love a willing victim. Never fear, though. My powers that brought you here, as marvelous and spectacular as they are, they only last around about an hour. So after that point, you'll be safely deposited back at the exact moment you left. What was that exactly? Where did we pull you from?
Well, I just got into, I was going to say me mates, but, one of them's me mate, and the other ones I haven't really decided about mostly yet. But we're in Drannor, and we just came out of a big tunnel in the ground. And, yeah, so we were kind of on a mission to go to the castle, but well, I guess if I'm going to get plonked back there, then that's where we are.
Okay. You said you were going to the castle for... and trailed off.
Well, basically, there's like this old elf type that asked us to help them out, get into McDermott and get to the castle because they want to get to like there's like a thing called a Mythilar, I think. I think that's the word.
Yes. We've got one of those in the back of them somewhere.
Oh yeah, they're pretty handy. I had a shot on one before. It was pretty cool.
Really? And you came out of it all right?
I mean, like, relatively speaking, yeah. So, as all right as I was beforehand.
Huh. Do continue.
Well, yeah, so there's this Mythilar, right? And it's had, like, a nethery city crashed on top of it. Or maybe it was a Mythil, and then the Mythilar was in the nethery city, actually. I think that's the way around it was. Anyway, there's all this crazy wild magic and stuff going around. And so this old elf type needed our help to get in there.
And you're just going along and doing it for the goodness of your own heart?
Well, I thought there might be some like interesting stuff to see along the way. So I'm a bit of a nomad. I like to just travel around and see what the world has to offer, you know?
See, this is why I thought it'd be interesting to bring you over here, Nate, because you seem to have the same sort of scientific brain that we do. This thirst for knowledge, to find out exactly what it is that makes things tick, to just give things a little prod. Sometimes with a very sharp sword. See what's inside.
Sometimes.
And you say, I know there is a temple waiting there, but you seem to be so talkative already, so why
I get that a lot.
You say that one of them is your mate, and the others are not. What does friendship mean to you?
Well, the one that's me mate, Anton, I've been hanging out with him. Well, I travelled on a ship with him for a while, and then now we've been living in an old nethery city, sort of like just investigating stuff and finding out what we can find out. So yeah, we've been hanging around a lot. We've got to know each other quite well. So they're my mates, and the rest of the folk I'm travelling with, well, I haven't really known them that long. Well, there's one that is definitely a bit of a dickhead. Well, more than a bit of it. She's an enormous dickhead. But I think she's been through a lot of tough stuff. So I don't like to judge people, you know. And then the other two, well, there's the old elf types who I don't think they're being very straight with us. So I'm reserving judgment about them right now. And then the other two, I just haven't gotten to know them that well yet. But they seem nice for the most part.
Okay, tell me about how on the material plane you get to know a person. Do you kidnap people as well?
No. I mean, not me personally. Some people do, but I don't think that's really a very effective way of... Well, maybe it is an effective way of getting to know them. I think you just get to know people by spending time with them. So if you kidnap somebody and you spend all your time with them, then yeah, you probably will get to know them pretty well.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, I hope to get to know you. It's
a very nice way of doing it, though, you know.
Isn't it? Everyone seems to have fun.
I mean, I usually think it's better to, like, give people a choice about whether they want to spend that time with you.
Okay. Well, Nate, before you stands a temple with large, ornate silver doors with all sorts of carvings in them. Do you want to go in and explore?
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Great! A willing victim, like I said. Marvellous. This is excellent. Okay. You approach the door. Do you just push it open? Do you...
Well, what are all these carvings like?
Oh, well, they're all sorts of symbols that you couldn't possibly fathom or understand. They're unlike anything you've ever seen before.
I mean, like, I can cast a spell that, like, I do this thing. Hang on a minute. And I need to speak out of character now. Nait takes his little mechanical cylinder thing and twists a few things and starts reading some stuff. And it takes 10 minutes, but casts a little ritual of comprehend languages.
Ah, fun. Okay. The illusionist.
Sorry, just hang on a sec. Hang on. We can cut this out. This doesn't have to be part of the hour. It's all right.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I say that my abilities last about an hour. I can probably just hang on. If you bear with me 1 sec, we'll reach out and sort of put her hand in the air and just. And you feel like suddenly time speeds up and you are able to complete your 10 minutes ritual. There we go.
That's very handy. If you could show me how to do that, I'd love it.
Oh, no, that's a secret just for me, darling.
All right. So,
as you turn to the doors, a lot of it is actually as you comprehend what would be words. A lot of it is just sort of intricate carvings. There's lots of circles and geometric shapes, and then you see what would be the equivalent of looks like mysterious language to you beforehand. Just says Temple of Truth, Temple of Truth, Temple of Truth, Temple of Truth, just in little sporadic, and with an exclamation mark as well.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's not very informative, but, I like the design.
Well, it says exactly what it is, darling.
Well, yeah, I just, thought there might be a bit more information than just a name.
You don't get to wheedle things out of me that easily, my dear. Are you going in?
Yeah. Walk on in.
As you push through the door, you get a slight glimpse, just as the door is sort of about to close, that the text sort of ripples, almost like it was an illusion that you could not see through. And it looks like maybe there were actually words of some kind of incantation, but the door is slammed closed just before you get to read any of it. You find yourself without a floor. Once you pass through the door, you find yourself falling, not too far, probably about 10 feet. You're probably distracted by the door closing, thinking that you had somewhere to place your feet, and suddenly find yourself. You land with a crash on a huge pile of gold, jewels, armor. There's some figurines of adorable power in there too, as well. Just like little squishy flumps, and there's a disembowel bear dice bag as well. You stare at this pile, this hoard, you might say.
All right.
Amazed to have stumbled upon so much wealth, but before you can revel in your good fortune, you hear the beating of enormous lizard wings and a deafening, draconic roar. You're standing atop a dragon's hoard.
Oh, God.
And they're on their way. What do you do?
How far away are they? Can I see them, presumably?
You can't see the dragon at the moment. So you're in, let's say it's it looks to be a large cave. There is a tunnel to one side that looks big enough for a dragon to fly through. So this is a pretty big tunnel. You can't see any natural light, though there are torch sconces about occasionally, and there is a magical glow from some of the items. That's what you can see just immediately.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand and wait, I think.
Okay.
Actually, I will have a look. I'd like to look around in the Dragon's Hoard and see if anything kind of stands out as being something that a dragon might be specifically kind of attached to.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Are you just looking around, or are you kind of digging through the coins at all?
Yeah, I think if nothing kind of stands out from kind of looking, then yeah, I'll start kind of raking through a bit. And
Okay.
if there's maybe like a pile that looks like it might have something else underneath it, like something interesting in there, then yeah, be having a bit of a dig.
You dig through then the sort of the nearest, you feel like that pile over there, that pile of coins is hiding. There's an odd shape to them. It's not just a regular mound. So you head over and you start moving some coins aside. There's a really shiny crown as well that looks nice. It's got some rubies inlaid in it. As you move the coins out of the way, you see a small skull that then seems to be attached to a handle, almost like a wand.
All right. I mean, that's quite handy. I didn't expect this to be here.
I don't know what I've just got myself in for here.
I think the Wand of Orcus?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You hear the coming. The illusionist is sort of if you're looking around, she's walked into the room as if there is floor above you and has just sort of stood there watching.
Okay. I mean, I need to tune to this thing, don't I? But I don't really have time for that, probably.
Probably not.
No. I will cast Pass Without Trace.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and stealth and just hide somewhere.
Sure. Okay. Are you looking for anything particular to hide behind?
No, just some small space pocket that I can hide out of sight for an extended period of time where I can attune to a wand.
Takes an hour to attune to the wand, right? Okay. There is, let's say there is a throne. There is an elaborate throne. In fact, no, it's not elaborate. It's quite dark, possibly necromantic looking, sort of ebony, twisted skull shapes that are sort of slightly disformed, as if they're sort of screaming, and the back of it that is tall enough that you could crouch behind it if you like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. Momentarily. What color? I think we get. This is where Nat's knowledge gets really tested. Let's just keep things simple for my brain. Red dragon flies in, lands, and then shrugs and curls up on top of the Hoard. The tail sort of lands behind the throne right next to you, so you're like squished between the tail and the throne.
Okay.
You gonna try and move or do anything, or are you literally just gonna sit there for an hour?
I think I'm just gonna sit there for an hour and try and attune to this wand.
The illusionist kind of.
Can I see the illusionist from where I am, and can they see me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give them a little wave.
Is this it? I thought you'd be much more interesting than this.
Well, give us a bit of time.
Fine.
Things take as long as they take, unless you want to do your little speedy up thing. That would be handy.
Oh, would it now? Yes, no, I see what you're doing here. No.
I'm a patient kind of person, I can wait.
Are you? Well, our audiences are not patient
It's not really my problem.
Just going to click, and you find that the throne and the dragon and the wand in your hand sort of fade away, and suddenly it's G. Hey G, how's it going?
Hi.
You're gonna get pulled into it's the real world. Oh my gosh. Hi. I'm gonna ask you a regular question as well while Nate is sat there still waiting, because we could all just sit here for an hour.
We could
see what chat does, how chat entertains themselves. Okay. Interesting. So the question I've rolled doesn't. Given that Nate has not finished dealing with the previous challenge yet,
right?
How would some of your other characters have dealt with the previous challenge?
Right, other characters. What have I got? Just a sec. I'll have a look at my list of characters. I forgot about who they are.
This is very mean of me. I asked you to bring Nate's character sheet, but
so other characters. So there's 355, who was a Warforged warlock. Who I think would have tried to. Well, so 355 could fly, so they probably would have gone up and sort of met the dragon in midair and tried to maybe just talk to them a bit and see what they wanted and be very kind of like, I don't know why I'm here. Like,
oh, hello.
Yeah, it would be just a much more sort of diplomatic thing.
Didn't mean to invade your lair. Sorry.
Yeah. Who else we got? Lorcan and Kato, who are wolf and halfling pair.
Little Kato.
Probably would have tried to do something along the lines of. Again, I mean, like, none of them, I don't think, really would think the best option is just to launch into fighting. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what Kato or Lorcan would do. Kato, being a wolf in a human body, would probably try maybe a bit of an attack, but Lorcan would be more. Actually, Lorcan and Kato would be more trying to find a way out of the room. Whether it be like a little like a secret door somewhere, or and Kato can climb very well, has a climbing speed, so it was would be kind of up all over the walls trying to find somewhere to get out.
Interesting that Kato and Lorcan would try and find a way out, but Nate is quite happy to just sit there and be like, "Ooh, the shiny."
Yeah. I think if he'd not found anything, actually, if Nate hadn't found anything, he would have tried to just talk his way out of it. He would have tried to, make some deal with the dragon or trick it or something like that.
Sure. As you get pulled back into the room, and you're suddenly Nate again. The wand sort of solidifies more in your hand. The dragon reappears. You can hear the wand calling to you, pulling you, and you feel that sort of maybe a brief glimpse into what Ava and Ephemera have been led by. That sort of yes, use me, do it.
Oh, you're a dickhead, aren't you? Oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay.
But as things materialize, you not only see the throne, see the dragon. You also notice that sort of half memory, that weird connection, but not quite connection to these other characters in the material plane. You kind of almost see like a shadowy illusion of a halfling running over to. Oh, there's a silver door over there. I didn't see that before. Huh.
Oh, that's weird. All right. And again, we'll stealth probably. Actually, no. At this point, he's been sitting around for an hour. So he's gonna just make a dash for the door, I think.
How fast is Nate?
Standard 30 feet walking speed.
In terms of like reactions, dexterity.
He's got a +2 dex, +5 to initiative.
Not bad. Yeah, go on. Give me a roll for it.
Okay.
I didn't get a D20 out. More fool me.
What kind of roll?
Dexterity.
Dexterity?
Some kind of, Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Well, that was a 5.
Oh, honey. Well, I rolled a natural 19. The dragon's not that dexy, so it stays a natural 19. You get, Nate has, doesn't have a cloak or anything, right?
Yeah, he's got a sort of like hoodie. It's more like a poncho.
Oh, the poncho, of course, yeah. The poncho. I think as soon as you start running, a large claw sort of sideswipes and pins the poncho to the floor. So you kind of sit down with it. It's not done any damage to you, but it's pinned you down. Where do you think you're going with that?
Well, through that door.
Why?
Well, because then I'm not in this room. I mean, you can have it back. I just picked it up for some leverage. That's all.
And how's that going for you?
Well, I haven't really found out yet, but I've attuned to it. Like I can use it on you. So, you tell me how it's going.
Do you try to use the wonderful?
I'm not trying to use it. I'm just pointing it at the dragon.
If the dragon were to, with the other hand, reach towards the wand, would you use your reaction to do anything?
So, yeah, well, if it's reaching for the wand, I'd just do a little zap at its hand coming towards me of Finger of Death.
Oh, wow. So not even just a warning of
I don't think Nate quite knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's just like, this is a wand. He's just going, hey, fuck off.
Just, that one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So the wand sends negative energy coursing through the creature from the hand, causing it searing pain. Must make a Constitution saving throw. It takes 7d8 plus 30 necrotic damage.
Okay. What was the saving throw?
Con save.
But what was the...
On 18.
On 18, okay. I'm going to save us a bunch of time because we're not in a proper game, proper initiative here. The Finger of Death courses through the dragon. You get the sense that this is a sturdy-ass dragon, so it probably didn't do as much damage as it could have if it had failed the saving throw. But it does shriek in pain and stagger slightly. The claw that was pinning you to the ground is released. It is going to come back at you. Are you standing your ground or are you a GTFO?
I think... Yeah, no, as soon as the claw comes out, as soon as I can move, I'm going to, again, dash for the door.
Okay, cool. You reach the door just about. Do you take any time to sort of look at it or take anything in, try and read it again, or you just like immediately open the door through and slam?
No, I think I just crashed through the door.
Yeah, fair.
Nate would just crash through the door at this point.
Nice. You you pull the door open and you dive through just as you feel like the hot lick of flames of the dragon's fire breath through the door, but you get around the other side of it and close it. As you close it and turn around, the illusionist is stood there already. Interesting. You didn't know what that was going to do, did you?
No. I often don't until I've done it. But that's how you learn stuff, innit? You give it a shot and see what happens.
If you look into your hand, you'll notice the wand of Orcus has transformed into, it's just a bone.
Oh. Well, that's a little disappointing.
You didn't think I'd really give you the wand of Orcus, did you?
Well, no, because I don't think any of this is like real, you know. So that wasn't really the wand of Orcus, but I thought I might get down onto it for a little bit, you know.
I mean, if you like, it's right there in my name. I can make it look a little more gruesome. We'll flick a hand and it looks like the wand of Orcus again.
Well, no, but like, it doesn't do anything though, does it?
No, but what do you want from
chuck
it?
It at his face.
Her face.
Her face, sorry.
Wow. Okay. That's how it's going to be, is it? I thought we were going to have a good time together, Nate. I thought we were going to have fun. I hear this is something that the residents of the material plane are after, but I didn't think this is how it worked. Oh well, on to the next one. We'll shove you through this sort of dark liminal space that you're in through the next door. It would be, you would feel like you were in another room, except this room is also dark. But you hear the sound of a silver door slamming behind you. Do you have dark vision?
Do you have dark vision to 60 feet?
Okay. There is a podium in the center of the room. There is a button on that podium that is slightly lit up. The rest of the room is dark. There is sort of a light breeze in the room that sort of whips up dust. So if you didn't have dark vision, it would feel like shifting shadows, barely perceptible, but you can see that it is just a heckin' dusty room.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I will go over to the podium and I want to investigate, not pressing, but I want to investigate the button and the podium and see if I can work out what the button does.
You're pretty good at investigation.
I am pretty good at investigation.
Yeah. Do you want to give me a roll for it?
Okay. It's not bad. That is a 27.
Ooh. You investigating it, you notice that the podium, the button is probably linked. It's the kind of button that would be magically linked, perhaps. You think with your the early days of studying the gift technology that you've started to explore, you'd think, okay, well, those kind of things operate with wires. It's almost like this is a wire situation, but it's almost like a spectral, magical wire. And you can, as you investigate and sort of click your head into the right gear for this podium, you start to notice these spectral wires going down from the podium along the floor up to the top of the room, where there seems to be some kind of stones that have like a glass lens over the front of them. You're not entirely sure what they might do. I mean, it looks kind of like the sort of thing that might, I don't know, shoot laser beams, but probably not, actually. There's something slightly different about it. You get the sense that there doesn't seem to be enough power behind it for it to be deadly.
Okay. Then, yeah, if I don't think it's going to be deadly, I'll hit the button on the podium, probably.
From the stones with the glass lenses over the top, there's probably about 5 or 6 of them dotted around the room, around the corners of the ceiling. And beams of light shoot out and project on the opposite wall. And you start to see a sort of dancing series of numbers that start at 10.
A series of numbers that start at 10.
And then the 10. So you see a whole bunch of 10s in common around the wall. In fact, it's not just common. There's a 10 written in common. There's one in all sorts of different language. What languages does Nate speak?
Common, Druidic, Infernal, and Primordial.
Interesting. Okay. There's definitely Primordial, and Infernal, and then sort of Dwarvish, Elvish. There's a whole bunch of material plane languages, and then that kind of it sort of flickers from 10 in common into an infernal 10, then back into a dwarvish 10 kind of thing, or what you would recognize as that looks like a dwarvish script.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and then back into 10 again. So there's about six of these floating around the room, and then they all tick down to 9. And 8.
All right. And was it Inquisitor? Was that
the Illusionist?
Illusionist, sorry. And again, the Illusionist is there watching.
Yeah, she's got a little chair that's sort of manifested. She's got a snack.
Okay.
Like maybe popcorn, but you can't quite tell. Something crunchy. Wait, did it have legs? Did it wriggle? No. It's fine. It's all fine. 7.
So, what do you think's going to happen when this gets down to 1?
I know what's going to happen, darling.
All right. I mean, I suppose. Did you build this place, or find it, or?
It's my
How does it work?
Temple of Truth.
I mean, I haven't really seen much truth in here. So there's a lot of illusions. It's kind of ironic, really. Somebody that's called the Illusionist and has made a building all out of illusions, calling it the Temple of Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of taking the piss, really.
Is that what you call it? Have you not been telling me some interesting truths about yourself? Have you not revealed facts about G to me?
I mean, I suppose so, but it's not really truth, though, is it? There's a lot of manipulation and nonsense as well.
I find that the best way to see who people really are is to put them in situations that reveal that. If you wait for them to just tell you, they might lie. 5.
That's true. Now, I think I've been in somewhere that wasn't unlike this before.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to try a thing. And he hits
Okay.
again.
The numbers disappear.
Oh. That's not really what I was expecting. Hits the button again.
10.
Okay, right.
9.
And Nate will just... Actually, while things are counting down, we'll have a look around the room again. Maybe just not investigating stuff, just a perception, having a look around. Is there... Sorry, scratch that. Is there... I would try and find maybe just a stone or something that I can pick up.
Yeah, sure. There's a stone. It's mostly an empty, dusty room. There's little bits of shrapnel and crud in the corners. Why not?
Cool. I will grab a little bit of crap and bit of junk, and with my artificer magical tinkering, again take like my little cylinder thing. I pull out like a little it's like an eyedropper kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull that out and like drop a bit of liquid onto this, and it lights up. It creates 5 feet radius of light, and I just use that as a bit of a better light to have a look around.
Yeah, you find the light, if you were to bring the light source closer to the dancing numbers on the walls, it sort of interrupts the beam almost in the way that if you put a torch through a like projector or aim it at a projected number, it kind of interferes with that.
Cool.
The numbers count down. Do you do anything else, or do you wait?
Yeah, no, I'd probably go back to the pedestal for it hitting 0, but I would let it hit 0.
Okay. The numbers count down. 3, 2, 1. A door opens at the far end of the room.
Oh, so it is like the one I was in before. Oh, all right.
What was the one you were in before?
Oh, it was just like, it was a long, long time ago, right? But it was this thing where actually it was a lot more intense, and I got a lot more freaked out, right? But there was this pedestal sort of thing in the middle, and it wasn't a button. It was like this globe, and when somebody touched the globe, then there was like warning sounds and all sorts of flashing lights and a voice that counted down. And it sounded a lot more ominous because it felt like we were going to get blown up or something. So we kind of spent ages resetting it and trying to work out some other way of getting out of the room until, well, we just sort of ran out of other ideas and decided to wait and see what would happen.
You're saying you weren't scared by my room?
No, sorry.
So
I mean, I am 120 years old. I've been around a bit.
Only 120, okay. But okay, all right, fine. I'll okay. So you wanted what? You wanted a loud, scary voice. You just hear from all around you like this. I
mean, well, not now. The moment's kind of passed,
All right, flashing lights. I will make a note for next time. Sure. Don't tear this bit. Cut this bit. Get through the door.
All right. Toddles on through.
Honestly. Oh, that's scrolling the wrong way. Okay. You enter the next room. It's an unusual for. It feels like completely out of time and space compared to what you are used to. It is very bright compared to the previous rooms. You do take a little second for your eyes to adjust, and it's white walls, white ceiling, white floor. The floor is kind of.
I'm gonna minor illusion some sunglasses on my face,
nice.
just in front of my eyes.
Yeah, great. You adjust a little better. The floor itself feels quite slippy and not glass per se, but that kind of sheened floor. The walls are. It's a very strange substance. It's like a thin fabric, but it's clear all the way around. And there is a table, or it doesn't look like any sort of table that you've ever seen before. Again, it is sort of white with grey, probably metal legs. The surface of the table looks like to be from a material that you've never seen before. On it are 3 jugs. One of them is a large jug that is completely full of water. And there are 2 smaller jugs that have, let's see, Yes, the two smaller jugs are empty. There are three very thirsty-looking people at the other side of the table, who are just sort of sat in chairs, sort of. Please divide the water equally between us.
I mean, why though? I can just make water. And I will cast Create Water. And then use my Triton inherent control water skills to I just create a ball of water in the air and then sort of trickle it all out in 3 streams creating, eventually ending up with each of the people has a ball of water just floating in front of their face that they can drink from.
Just lean forward and just give it a little lick. Nice. I think they all look quite surprised at this sudden water in front of them, and the illusionist behind you is like, well, I mean, fine, if you don't want to do maths, sure.
I mean, I can try and split it up.
No, it's fine.
That didn't really... I would have done that just out of interest, I like a maths puzzle. But making thirsty people wait while I dick about with some jugs just seems cruel,
See, that's interesting. Okay, so you value the social element rather than solving the puzzle. Interesting. Okay, fine. Snaps. You are pulled out. Everything sort of fades away. Hi, G. It's
Hi.
Nat. How's it going?
Good.
I'm going to ask you. I'm going to invoke talking as a free action and ask you a question, because that was brilliantly solved far too easily. No, it's fine. I had a similar thing with Tom, where Ildrathni had the perfect skill set for all of the things we encountered. So it's fine. G, for you, what skill would you most like proficiency in real life?
Oh. I think probably perception. I like just sort of being aware of what's going on around me. And I think generally, the more that you can sort of tell from your environment and so on, the more information you can pick out from it, then the more kind of able to do stuff you are in a lot of ways.
Would you? What would you say? What skill would you say that you are the highest statted in real life, if not perception?
I'm going to actually look at them now. I was going to say maybe investigation, but it's not investigation. That's the wrong thing. From my kind of theatre work and stuff that I've done, tech theatre, I think investigation is part of it, but fixing stuff. So I was going to say maybe sleight of hand, because then that fits in with the artwork that I do as well. So let's go with sleight of hand, because I do artwork and I like fixing things with tools and.
Yeah. Nice. I have to say, I know you've been on Talk Together as was before to talk specifically about the artwork, but it feels like you're obviously a very skilled artist.
Thank you very much.
They're just if I may say, they get better and better every time. They're always great, but especially I love the Drannor poster. I really love the
I can't lie. I'm very proud of that one. That it worked very well.
It's very cool. Just the concept of of course Nate would be trying to take a selfie with everyone looking.
And actually, that is the moment that Nate has been picked up from.
Exactly.
He's just come out of the tunnel and he's taking a selfie with everybody being pissed off. So it's at that moment as the selfie's being
perfectly apt. Perfectly apt. Do you have? I mean, I know this a little bit, but so when you're given when you are given references for characters, especially before you've even, because some of them you're drawing before you've even seen the character play out, and sometimes you might not at all unless you go back and watch the streams, right? Because if it's a campaign you're not part of. How much do you lean into reference images, and then how much do you sort of take it and then bounce and throw other ideas out?
It sort of depends a lot on who's created the character and sort of how much information they provided, really. Like some people will provide, like, you know, here are 30 images across the board of what their body type is, what clothes they're wearing, what armor they've got on, just their general attitude sometimes. And so, yeah, if people have provided a lot of that stuff, I do try and kind of honor it and stick to it as best I can. But yeah, sometimes it's just like, oh, they're like a Minotaur dude with some long hair and a shirt on. I'm like, okay, cool. That gives me a lot of leeway on that.
Hey, the hug.
So, sorry, I've kind of forgotten the question.
Bouncing off, like, how far do you take it when you're drawing, putting other ideas in there, or how closely do you stick to references?
Yeah, it's I use what I get given, and if that is sort of comprehensive enough to create a visually sort of fully realized character, then great. But yeah, I'll only basically put my own ideas of that character in there. Because like you say, it's a character that I've not seen them, particularly when I'm doing most of the artwork. If they're a new character for a campaign, I've definitely not seen them being played.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if I feel I can't fully create that character from the description I'm given, then yeah, I'll kind of fill in the blanks, as it were.
Yeah.
And sometimes I kind of do that, and then whoever's created the character sees it and goes, oh, actually, I hadn't imagined them being like that. Or, yeah, like, for example, I can't remember what campaign it was now. It was one of Ed's characters, a turtle, that I made the turtle green. Yes. I made the turtle green, and Ed afterwards came back and was like, oh, actually they're blue. Sorry, I didn't put that in the description. I was like, okay, so that can be changed.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes there's kind of small edits and things like that afterwards.
That's cool. And you do artwork for comic books and things as well, yes?
Trying to, yep.
Did you want to give a shout out to where we can see, enjoy?
So I am working on a comic at the moment, which is going to be my first kind of full comic book of my own. I'm about halfway through the artwork for that. In the meantime, I have a website, which is McDermott.com, MacDermog.com, and yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on there that people can have a look at and hopefully enjoy.
We'll go check that out, folks. I'm assuming the mods have put a link in chat.
That would be lovely. Thanks, mods.
You're the best. This is where they've not done it, and we need to go and beat them with a stick. Little kobolds. No, I'm sure they've done it. The mods are lovely. Don't beat them. Give them ice cream. You're going to get pulled back into... Where were we before? We were in the dancing lights room. No, we weren't. We were in the room with the thirsty people.
Yeah.
Good. The illusionist is sort of... Oh, yes, well, fine. Whisked you away from them. The thirsty people are just kind of like, give you a thumbs up. Just like,
don't worry, pals. Feel better.
Just generic thirsty people. And you get ushered through to the next room. You enter. You enter. It's about 30 foot by 30 foot. This room, much in contrast to the previous room, which was all white and clean and you want to say plasticky, but that's not a substance or a concept you're aware of. The next room is wooden floors, wooden panel walls. The door behind you closes behind you, and as you turn around, it's turned into a wood panel wall as well. There is a large Gothic window through the opposite side. Moonlight floods through. The walls, as you look at them, were wood panelled, and then they start to get obscured as through the wood, every available surface other than the floor, so the walls, the ceiling, all around the window frame, you start to get tiny faces poke through the wall, slowly and then faster. They look to be made out of porcelain with staring eyes, and they just emerge.
I will look over at the illusionist and go, well, that's a bit fucking creepy.
She's not there.
Oh. I will say that and turn and be like, oh, wait, where'd she go? Okay.
Some of these porcelain dolls are missing patches of face. There are smashes, they're broken, there's like limbs come through that have no hand, and it's just shards of porcelain attached to a stuffing arm. You think the room is very quiet, so you hear a very gentle scrabbling noise. It's quite tricky to pinpoint until you hear a
Okay. Sorry, just a sec.
Sure. Just bear with me one moment while I go through my spell book. Hang on.
Uh-huh. Hello? Is anyone there? Okay. Like, do you want to come out and say hello, maybe, or are all of these your faces?
With us.
What do you want to play?
I want to play. I want to play.
Well, do you know any good games?
I want to play. Where are you standing in the room?
Probably in the middle.
Bah.
I mean, as if I was sort of near a wall, as faces started coming out, I'd be like, okay, backing off and turning around and oh, they're everywhere. Okay, yep, right in the center.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Good. You are stood far enough away from the walls. The giggle continues. I'll whisper to you. Come over here. Coming from one of the walls.
How the window you mentioned? How high up the wall is it?
I mean, it's a 30 foot by 30 foot by 30 foot square room, and it's a tall window, so it's not like up high at the very top where you wouldn't be able to reach it. It's sort of at a normal window height.
Okay. From where I am, what can I actually see out of the window? Is there landscape or is it just darkness with a moon?
You would have to get closer to see more than just the moon. It feels like maybe you're high up.
Okay. I am going to... Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Mirror Image.
Ooh.
Which, is that the one I mean? I think it is. Yeah. So as I'm standing in the center of the room, I basically like split into one Nate stays exactly on the spot, and then like another steps out, and then a third. But I sort of actually the all three sort of step out all at the same time, and then all four just kind of slowly start moving forwards towards where the voice was coming from in the wall.
Okay.
So, what did you want to say?
I want to play. I want to play. I want to play. Stop the Triton! Ah! And out of the wall, one of the dolls has a needle, a silver needle, and it sort of lunges forwards as one of your clones gets close enough. This is not very intelligent, this Carrionette. So it will lunge forwards and stab through. I'm assuming the mirror image just.
So the way it works is there's actually they have a 1 in 4 chance of getting me.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Pick a number. Well, how does this usually work? Hang on.
You roll a d20.
Yeah.
If I have 3 duplicates, so you must roll a 6. Oh no, I roll a d20.
Roll a d20.
Yeah, so I've rolled a 7. So they hit a duplicate.
There we go. So the doll sort of, it almost like falls out of the wall with this sort of wide staring eyes that don't seem to track you properly, like they're just staring straight forwards. The needle goes down, plunges through your mirror image, and the doll hits the floor, and then the head slowly turns. You're not playing fair.
You fucking started it. At which point Nate will take his antimatter rifle and shoot it in the face.
Yes, amazing. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Because it's a disintegration ray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The little doll just explodes with it. No! The window shimmers and turns into a silver door.
I don't know. There's still faces all over the walls?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll still kind of holding rifle, keep doing a like, I was going to say stealthy. Stealthy's not the word. A like sweep around the room as he's kind of backing up towards the door. And just in case anything else starts coming for him.
All of the eyes, you don't hear any more noises and nothing else moves, but all of the eyes of all of the mannequins track and follow you towards the door. But you open it. And instead of finding your way into sort of black corridor liminal space that may lead to another door, you see a portal. And the room fades away until only the portal remains. The outside of the temple reappears next to it. And the illusionist is... You turn around slightly, and she is stood behind
there, yeah.
you. Well
I thought for a second I was just going to go through this pod and not see you again.
Oh, that's nice. You wanted to see me again before you went. That's
Didn't say that.
Oh. Well, let's just pretend you did. I mean, it is fabulous to meet me after all. I just needed to come here and say the bit that we have to say to the audience before you go away. So if you don't mind, just shutting your mouth for just 1 second, little Nate. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, for Talking as a Free Action. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Now, we have got to know Nate a little better, I think. We'll just sort of pat you on the head as she says this. Yeah. So if you would like to find out more about Nate and G, perhaps this mysterious higher entity, well, maybe you could tune in to some of our other documentaries that we stream. Yes, Talking is a free action. What you've just watched is here on Roll Together RPG on twitch.tv/Roll Together RPG, I might add, Fridays, 6 till 7 p.m. BST. And if you want to watch more of Nait, you can watch the documentary known as The Wreckage of Drannor. That's streaming on Monday nights at 6 p.m. BST. And on Tuesdays, we're currently, I believe, streaming a campaign hosted by one Sean? Or maybe that's next week. Who knows? We also stream documentaries on Tuesday nights. All here, twitch.tv Roll Together RPG. VODs are available immediately after the stream to catch up, or you could find all of our content on YouTube a few days later if you can't join us at the time. You can also enjoy it as a podcast as well. Hello to our podcast listeners. And many thanks again to our D20 Club on Patreon. You're all marvellous, marvellous people. You can also support us from as little as one of your local currencies per month if you would like to. Thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters. We're about to say goodnight. Nate, do you have anything else you would like to say to everyone before you return to the moment from whence you came?
Well, I was just thinking there, like, I don't know where your audience are, but there's a lot of really weird language in there and a lot of just spelling things out, but I don't really understand. But
do you not have to spell things out to people where you're from?
That's true. They are quite stupid a lot of the time.
Don't say that about our audience, Nate. Honestly, so rude. I'd apologize, everyone. Get in the portal. Get in. Oh, wait, but before you go, Nate, please remember the ancient question master proverb, stay classy at the table. Now shoot.
Stay classy.